Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idol Angels video. This is going to be my first ever tier list that I am creating. It's going to be the DPS tier list. Now, before we start ranking any of those angels, I must explain by what we're going to rank them. So, in the God tier, I'm going to put angels that are extremely OP both in PvP and PvE. So no matter how much you try to spend on the other angels, it's just impossible to compete with the God tier. Then the S tier, we're going to be having all of the angels that are overall good and probably quite cheap as well. But mainly the God and the S tier will be the angels that I support or suggest that you can try and build and focus on. On the A, B, and C tier, it will kind of differ between the different angels. If you like them, just how they look, then feel free to build them. But most likely, if you build angels on A, B, or C tier, it would mean that they won't be probably the carry that you are expecting, so you will be quite behind on the ranks. Another thing that is important to mention is that I am comparing everything in total: how expensive the angel is, how good the angel is, and how good they perform early, mid, and late game. So it's kind of an overall DPS build. And here on a not a DPS, basically if it's a support, I'm just going to put it there because we cannot really rank it if they don't have any DPS skills. So without any delay, let's begin the video. In the first in the God tier, we have the Nemesis, the most recent DPS angel that came out. Why she's in the God tier? Basically, she has everything needed. She has death evasion on her own. She has a lot of damage and she can kill almost everyone. And what is good to mention is that you might want to pair her with the support Enmu, because Enmu on ER level 4 will make Nemesis do a huge AoE damage to the entire team, because she performs some single target damage. So for PvE she is doing amazing, and for PvP she is doing and performing very well too. But keep in mind that there are a few supports that you will need to build with her, and very soon I will make a overall guide on what I suggest to be built with Nemesis. Then secondly, we have the Anubis. Now for Anubis, I am a bit unsure. Definitely she is a bit behind Nemesis, but in my opinion she is still in the God tier. Why? Because she is MR based, so her cost is quite cheap compared to other angels. She has nice single target damage and good self buffs, so she will deal a lot of damage. In my opinion, I would still prefer to build Nemesis first, but when it comes to the choice, do you want to wait for Nemesis because Anubis is now available? Then you can feel free to start with Anubis, and on a later stage build Nemesis as well. So in my opinion, Anubis is in the God tier 2. When it comes to Poseidon, in my opinion, she is not a DPS, she is a full support because she provides buffs. Jean, on the other hand, she is a extremely nice support, but she could work as a DPS. It's very hard, but it's possible if you have another angel that has high attack, that maxed out Jean with her old stacks and with her follow-up attacks, that she provides some damage. So I'm putting it between the not DPS and the C tier. She's not totally worthless. Aiden, she's basically a nice buffer, so we cannot really rank her. Raf, another support. Now Lilith. Lilith, in my opinion, falls between again the S and the God tier. Why? I will explain. Basically, she is one of the best DPS angels for PvP. But the issue with Lilith is that she is HP based and based on her own HP. So the more HP she has, the more damage she will do. while most of the supports are focused on increasing the attack power, and that's why Lilith for PvE falls behind later on. So around stage 80 you will be stuck and you won't be able to push the PvE, and that's the point where you will need another DPS angel that can push PvE, like Nemesis or Anubis or Lucifer, or just in general another DPS. So that's why I put Lilith in the S rank. Still, she is amazing, totally good for PvP, and in my opinion she is a DPS that you will need to have in your lineup for stuff like Apex, or stuff that you will need 2 or 3 teams where you need 2 or 3 DPSs. Then we have a Lucifer. In my opinion, Lucifer was a really great angel DPS that you could start with if you got her for free, but right now with the current meta and everything, it's very hard to get Lucifer going. Why? First, for Lucifer you need your entire team to be very strong, because she devours your team and gets more and more stats from your team, which basically means that you need to invest in not only Lucifer to max her out, but every single other angel on your lineup. But the good news is that the more you invest, the stronger she becomes. So in my opinion, it is better to skip her and go with other angels. Even myself, because I am a Lucifer player, I got her for free. I am thinking of going into Nemesis during the Christmas event. So definitely I need to think of a better DPS for PvP. For PvE, believe me, Lucifer is doing amazing, and she is going to do very well. So if you're looking only for PvE, feel free to build up Lucifer. And then we have Uriel. Uriel is currently used only on ER level 0, just to negate some attack, so we put her that she is not a DPS. Hela does a lot of damage, she provides a lot of buffs, but she is a support, so we are not going to rank her at all. Then we have Prometheus. In my opinion, Prometheus gets ranked near Lucifer. Why? Because Lucifer in a way is a bit better than Prometheus, because Lucifer has her own rats that work as death evasion to protect herself, while Prometheus, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't have that. But Prometheus does insanely good PvE damage with the ER levels that got shown very recently. So in my opinion, Prometheus is going into the same place with Lucifer. When it comes to the Ra, early game Ra damage is nuts. It's very, very good. But later on she falls behind way too much, because she could nuke an entire team, but Nemesis does it better, and Nemesis really gives her speed, so Nemesis will be first. And also Ra is an SSR plus based angel, which means you need 3,500 blues to max her out, while Nemesis will cost you only 1,500. And in between of those 2,000 blue scrolls, in my opinion, Ra just falls over here to the bottom. Then we have Hera. Hera is basically going to be a support. She's not a DPS. Cupid is the same way. Now Chaos could do some damage, but even if you try to max her out, in my opinion, she cannot do anything on her own. So to me, as a DPS, she is totally worthless. When it comes to the Icarus falls again somewhere in between the B and C tier. It's just way too expensive to build. Yeah, she does nice AoE, kills a lot of targets at the same time, but Gemini, which got the incarnation level, she became a bit better than Icarus in my opinion. So Icarus falls to the B tier just because she's way too expensive. If you're trying to understand the main reason why I put angels in the B tier instead of the A tier, mainly the B tier is because the angels are way too expensive compared to the A tier, and you will receive the same outcome. It's just double the amount of blue scrolls. Heimdall, in my opinion, she is just really weak when it comes to the DPS, so I do put her into the C tier, she is more or less there just to taunt and take some damage rather than do the damage herself. Himiko is a bit of a tough choice. Why? Because she is extremely godly on PvE, but again, she's just way too expensive. But she's definitely in the front of the B tier and maybe on the back of the A tier, like last place of the 8th tier. Storm Dragon, she doesn't have any incarnation level currently, so I put her, maybe I'll put her at C, because it's yet to be seen. The angels that don't have incarnations levels currently, it's impossible to rank them high up because they are still missing some stuff to their kit. Ember Dragon, same reason, she goes to C. Now, when it comes to Freya, I would love to put her in God tier. Why? Because Freya is just extremely strong. She has immunity for 2 rounds. She is very fast. And she is extremely, extremely strong. But she is quite expensive. That's why I'm going to put her in the S tier and as last place. Because Nemesis does what Freya does, but for 2,000 blue scrolls less. So in my opinion, Freya is still good. If you own her, amazing, good for you. But Nemesis is just a bit of a better option at the moment. Sim, it's a support, not a DPS. Gemini, as I mentioned, she is just a better version of Icarus, so I'm just going to put her in front of Icarus. Why? A lot of AoE, some self shields, nice damage, but too expensive, especially for a free-to-play player to build. Even though for PvE and for PvP, she can push both nicely. When it comes to the Frost Dragon, in my opinion, Frost Dragon, it's very, very bad for PvE, but for PvP, she's so strong that she deserves to be in front of Himiko, maybe. Because at some point, your main DPS, let's say you've built Nemesis, Anubis, Freya, or Lucifer, at some point, you already don't care about the PvE that much because you will have the supports to carry that one DPS. And when you go to the PvP stage, you will need Frost Dragon. But if we are going to rank as first DPS, so you expect Frost Dragon to do everything for you, I would say that she is very bad and she will fall back to the C tier because she is a bit worse than Gemini and Icarus. But overall, because she is very, very good for PvP, in my opinion, she gets the A tier, just a bit above Himiko. Change, typical glass cannon, DPS. She didn't receive any good defenses on her incarnation level. So in my opinion, she is kind of B to end of A tier. Maybe I'll just put her here on the B tier. Zura, not a DPS. Tina, she didn't receive her incarnation level, so she's going to the C. Capricorn is a support. Pisces, she recently received her incarnation level, but she is more of a control unit rather than the DPS unit, so she goes at the back of the B tier. Definitely even could be on the front of the C tier. Venus. Now for Venus, let me check something because I am not entirely sure if she had her incarnation level yet unlocked. I haven't checked Venus, and I cannot even find her on my list with angels, but I haven't really seen Venus being used that much, and I don't see that she has incarnation level, so I'm just going to put her as well in the back. Zeus, nobody uses Zeus, just put her to the back of the C tier. Loki, not a DPS. Thor. Now Thor is a weak PvE DPS. You won't be able to push much. But when it comes to her incarnation level, she has a nice stun that can be used for PvP. So overall, she is a helpful control unit that deserves to be in the C tier, in my opinion. Sakura Spirit, never seen somebody use her, so I put her as a worthless. Apollo at some point was very strong because she was doing, she's still doing max HP damage, but I haven't really seen people use her as solo PvP. DPS, she has some nice use for PvE, but not that much. So in my opinion, she can be at the end of the B tier. Frigga, again, for PvE, not that strong, but for PvP, she is close to Frost Dragon. So to me, Frost and Frigga are on the same stage. You use them as control units for PvP, so that's why they deserve to be around the A tier. But if we have to consider them as solo DPS carries and nothing on, then they are both going to probably sit here. Horus, not a DPS. Ares is a support DPS. So in a way, she provides help to your main DPS. She is not going to be solo carrying yet. We're yet to see her incarnation level, but in my opinion, she is strong. Some people have built her, so I will put her behind change for the moment. And I think we are done with the SSR plus angels, the UR and the MR angels with the ranking. So overall, in my opinion, in the God tier, we have the Nemesis with Anubis. Then later on, we are going to be having Lilith with Freya. Again, I'm going to quickly explain the reasoning behind each row. So for the God tier, they are quite strong, very cheap, and overall strong PvE and PvP. So there won't be a mistake if you build one of those two angels. For the S tier, really strong angels, extremely good and powerful. Especially Freya, she's still used in PvP a lot and she can push PvE. The problem is that she is quite expensive. Lilith, just keep in mind you will need a second DPS to push PvE, but that will come a bit later on. Then A tier, we already said Lucifer. It's just that she requires a lot of the support in order to be strong because she devours them. But overall, in my opinion, because she's MR based, she deserves to be over here. And then Himiko and Ra, they're kind of the same, with the small difference that Ra is worthless for PvE. Ra cannot push PvE at all, but for PvP she is nice and good, while Himiko is godly in PvE, probably one of the best DPS to push PvE. But for PvP, it's just quite hard to get a hang of her, and she just cannot compete with the death immunities of the other angels. And then for the B tier and C tier, as I said, it doesn't really matter, so no point to build them. And you can see that there are plenty of SSR angels over here, the SR and the N rated angels. It's not that I don't want to rate them, but they are genuinely all worthless after the first 3 to 4 weeks that you have played the game. Why? Once you build an SSR or one of those from God to A tier, even in B tier, like those SSRs cannot compete even with the C tier angels. If you max out an SSR and you take a C tier that is not even maxed out but just fairly built with incarnation level, those angels over here cannot compete at all. So in my opinion, don't ever put too much effort in those lower rating SSRs and SR and SR plus. If you have questions how to build them and which to build in your first 3 to 4 weeks, I will fairly answer you on the Discord, and I also have a guide that is called the how to position your angels, or lineup guide, it was something like that, where I kind of explain all of those lower staged angels and how to utilize them. But yeah, overall this will be the DPS guide, the DPS rank list. I hope that this will be helpful with your choosing, and whenever a new angel comes up, maybe I will just add a short, smaller video with this rank list already and just put the new angel to the current tier. Or when I'm making those videos regarding the new angels and how to build them, I will just explain there where I would put the new angel. So thank you all for watching and keep sorry, thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions, keep them in the comments or join the Discord channel so I can answer them for you. See you on the next video, guys.